UFC Fight Night, Sterling vs. ZALAL is going down this Saturday, and I'm going to give you my predictions over the entire card. This is actually a pretty decent card. It's not the best. It's not numbered card level, but it is better than what we have been getting. We'll get right into it. In the early prelim opener, we have Talita Alankar versus Julia Pelostri. I'm going to take Julia Pelostri to get the win. Alankar's very, very good on the ground. I think she's a IBJJF world champ. Or she's very, very good in the jiu-jitsu department. I think Pelostri's going to be able to keep it on the feet, though. And if it stays on the feet, I think she's going to be able to outstrike Alankar and get a decision win in this one. Next up the card, we got Max Griffin versus Victor Valenzuela. I think I'm going to go with Victor to win this fight. Max, obviously, he is a crafty vet. He's got a lot of fights under his belt, a lot of UFC fights under his belt. But his last non-split decision win was in 2021 against Carlos Condit in his retirement fight. So, I just don't think he's going to win this fight. I think the young, hungry Victor, he got knocked out in his Contender Series fight, didn't get a contract off of it, went back to the regional scene, I think he got a knockout win. It might have been a sub, but I'm pretty sure it was a knockout win. And I think he's gonna catch Griffin on the feet. Griffin does have, like I said, he does have a lot more experience, so he could kind of pull this one off. But I think the hungry newcomer is gonna get it done. So Victor Venezuela to win this one by KO TKO. Next up the card. Woo, we got Ears McGee. We got Francis Marshall versus Lucas Brennan. I'm gonna take Francis Marshall. I think Marshall's a much more well-rounded fighter. Brennan is good for sure. I don't know. I feel like Marshall's a much more well-rounded fighter. He's fought better competition. I think he's going to get this one done. He has not let me down yet, so I will continue to pick him. Brennan's got some ears on him, though. Big old things. He could probably fly around the octagon in those things. Can't take him to win this fight. Francis Marshall. Next up the card, we have Rafael Filo versus Cody Durden. I'm going to take Rafael. I don't think Durden's there anymore. There was a time where Durden was, he was solid. He was a good fighter. I don't think he's there anymore, though. I think Rafael's going to be able to get this one to the ground. Durden tends to get submitted. I think it's going to end in sub. Durden is also taking this on short notice. Got to take a fill. Next up the card, we got Mayra Bueno Silva, versus Michelle Montague. I'm going to take Michelle Montague to get the win. She is a bit of a rear naked choke merchant. I think she was fighting in the PFL. Mayra I don't really rate her very highly as a fighter. She's not anything super special at this point in her career, anyways. There for a while, she had a chance to go on and do good things, but then she just did not, So I will be taking Michelle Montague to get this one done by rear naked choke. I really think she's just going to follow her trend and get the sub. That's about all I have to say about this one. Next up the card. Certified hood banger. We got Jackson McVeigh versus Cedric Dumas. I will be taking Cedric Dumas to win this fight. You know, McVeigh is just not good. I don't really know why he's in the UFC to begin with. Of his 6 wins, only 2 of those guys had winning records. He's had 8 fights. Only 4 guys that he has fought have had winning records, and 2 of them beat him. I think Cedric is going to get this one done. You know, I kind of just going off vibes, I guess. I just don't really think McVeigh is UFC level. I don't necessarily think Cedric is UFC level either, but I do think he's closer to UFC level than McVeigh is. You know, we got Jesus fighting a gangster in this fight. I can't say that. Delete that last part. But yeah, I mean, we got a guy he's been arrested like 13 times in the last 4 or 5 years, you know. Decent little rap sheet on him. He actually had to cancel or pull out of one of his fights because the cops wouldn't let him take his ankle monitor off for the fight. So that's wild for sure. I'm going to take him to win this fight, though. I do not like Jackson McVeigh, and I think he's going to lose. Next up the card, we have Rodolfo Vieira versus Eric McConaughey in the feature fight of the prelims. Vieira should get this one done. You know, on paper, he should get this one done. He's coming off a pretty nasty head kick KO from Bo Nickel, so I don't think he's going to want to stand too much. I think he's going to try and get this to the ground fast and work this up. I think he's just much better on the ground. Obviously, he's a very, very good jiu-jitsuist, I guess. What do you call a jiu-jitsu guy? Autistic? I don't know. But McConaughey, he could starch Vieira. For sure. There's always that chance when Vieira is fighting. I don't think he's gonna, though. I think Vieira's gonna either take him down and get the sub, or just take him down and wet blanket him to a boring-ass decision. But I will be taking Rodolfo Vieira to win this fight. Next up, on to the main card. We have Marcus Buchecha versus Ryan Spann. I'm taking Ryan Spann. I do not think Buchecha is good. I think he's just here because he's fought before and he is a heavyweight person, you know, basically. I think that's why he got signed to the UFC. He has fights. He's fought at pro level before and he is fat. I think that's why he signed. Truly. You know, he's 5-2. He has not really looked good in his UFC outings. He got knocked out to someone, I believe. I believe he got knocked out in the UFC. I know he's been knocked out in one, which getting knocked out in one championship's heavyweight division is just hang him up. You're done. You're not making it. You're not. No. Obviously, he is very, very skilled on the ground. I think Spann's just better, you know? In an actual fight, I think Spann's going to know what to do to prevent the takedowns. And honestly, I've seen people saying Spann by sub. I could see that, but I think I'm going to go Spann by KO. You know, that knockout loss in one championship just really, really turned me away from even really looking at Marcus Buchecha at winning this fight, you know? So I will be taking Ryan Spann. Next up, we got Montel Jackson versus Raoni Barcelos. This is a tough one, all right? I'm going to go with Montel Jackson, but Raoni Barcelos is a very solid fighter, you know? He's very well-rounded, but Jackson does have some power in his hands. He can put you away. If Jackson can stay on the front foot, kind of lead this fight almost, I think he's going to win no problem. If he starts getting put on his back foot, I think it's going to be a little bit tougher. I think it's going to turn into a much closer fight if Barcelos is able to back up Montel Jackson. So, I'm gonna stick with it. I will be going Montel Jackson to win this fight, but I probably will not be betting on this fight. And that's that. Montel Jackson. Next up, we have Davy Grant versus Adrian Luna Martinetti. Martinetti had the super sick fight with Mark Vlogden on Contender Series where they both won their contracts. Davy's been finished. I think he's coming off 2 subs. I'm going to take Martinetti. I think Martinetti's gonna win this fight. It's kind of like a Cody Durden thing for Davy Grant. Obviously not as bad. He could still turn it around. I might have to eat my words this week. But I don't think he's there anymore. Not a huge reach disadvantage, I guess. So that's working in his favor. I think Martinetti's going to be more physical in there. I think he's really just going to bully Davy Grant. Probably get a TKO. I'm thinking end of the second, early third, he gets a TKO on Davy Grant. Adrian Luna Martinetti to win this fight. Next up, we have Rafa Garcia versus Alexander Hernandez. I'm going to take Alexander to win this fight. I just think he's the better fighter. He's been in bigger fights. He's fought better competition. Garcia hasn't really fought anyone good as of late. I'm going to take Hernandez to win. Got 2 inches of reach. Not a huge advantage, but it is an advantage. He is the bigger guy too. Like in the cage, he's gonna be a lot bigger than Rafa Garcia. So I like the last one. I really think Hernandez is just gonna bully Garcia into a TKO finish. I think this one's gonna be a little bit earlier though. I'm saying end of the first, early second is when Hernandez. I think he turns it up, really starts to turn it up. 2 or 3 minutes left of the first. And then gets the finish. Alexander Hernandez to win this fight. Next up, in the co-main event, we have Norma Dumont. What in the hell? Alright. Computer going crazy. We have Norma Dumont versus Jocelyn Edwards. I'm going to take Norma Dumont by stereotypical WMMA fight. Edwards is taking this on short notice. If this would have been a full camp fight, I would be taking Jocelyn Edwards. But I gotta take the full camp fighter. I think Norma's gonna get this one done. Very boringly, very stereotypical, but I think she wins this fight. Now into the main event. This is a tough one. All right. We have Aljamain Sterling versus Yusuf Zalal. I think I'm going to go with Yusuf Zalal. He is the bigger guy. Obviously, Aljo fought at bantamweight. I just think Zalal is going to be able to not negate the wrestling for Sterling, but I think he's going to be able to answer the wrestling for Sterling, if that makes sense. Obviously Sterling's wrestling. Aljo's a stud wrestler for sure. Zalal's very, very tricky with his subs, though. So I could see Aljo thinking he's safe, and then he just gets caught in something that's not normally thrown on him. He's got them long arms, though. Long-ass arms. Only 1 inch reach. 3 inches shorter, but 1 inch is a reach. Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking Zalal to win this fight. I think he's going to make the takedowns very difficult for Sterling. Obviously, Sterling's kind of bound to get a takedown eventually, but I think that he's going to really have to work for him, and while he's working for him, Zalal's going to be threatening him with stuff. Maybe throwing elbows to the side of his head, maybe throwing up that ninja choke or a guillotine or Kimura. I think he's going to have very good scrambles, and I think he's just going to feel safe on the ground. And then in the striking, I think Zalal's much better than Sterling. So I will be taking Yusuf Zalal to win this fight. Those are my predictions for this fight card happening this Saturday in the Meta Apex. Allegedly, they just put more seats in there, so you might actually be able to get tickets there now. That'd be kind of cool. I've heard the Apex is actually a super cool place to watch fights at. I'll believe it when I see it. Thank you for watching the video. This has been Wheezy MMA. I'm Wheezy, and I'm out. Have a good one.